In the world of craft beer, the list of styles seem endless, and so do the questions. What is a Kolsch? What kind of glass should be used for an IPA? What is the right temperature to serve a stout? Each week, we will dive deep into craft beer styles and help you answer these types of questions and many, many more about your favorite craft beverage. This is the Style Files. Well, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is the Style Files, and I am your host, Kenny Hyman, sometimes often referred to as the Brewer of Seville. And my co-host over there on his phone is Robert Vogt.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm here.
He's just getting notes ready, guys. That's it. He's not Facebooking or anything like that. No.
I'm not Facebook.
No, you don't. I mean, you better not be, because you don't accept my request.
I will never.
You know, never.
Good luck on that one.
It's never gonna happen. Never fucking gonna happen. All right, so we are on Style 4C today, but before we get into all that,
let's do some other things. Yeah,
there's a couple things we want to go over. First, we want to tell you how you can support the show. A couple ways you can do it while you're consuming this show today.
Is that what they're doing? Consuming it?
That's what I'm going to call it now.
I like that. I'm all right with that.
So this is available in both audio and video now. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And I think there's a notify bell that you hit as well. That I'm told by the kids that's what you got to do.
Is that a thing?
To get alerted, yeah, to get notified.
Oh, okay.
That we're up. Our new episode is up.
I have not a clue about any of this.
Yeah, I'm not. We legitimately are new to this, and I hear it's been around a long time, but
I listen to a lot of podcasts too. I have no idea about this.
Yeah, I guess it's a thing. There's definitely hit the like, definitely hit the notify bell, and I think that is a subscription. I think maybe
is that subscribing? Yeah, okay. Well,
I think you could just do it all. Hit every single button.
Every single button
except for the thumbs down. Don't hit the thumbs down. We don't want that one.
Or the 1 star.
Or the ones. Yeah. I mean, you can comment. You can tell us that we're pieces of shit, but just whatever. So for those people that are also watching, you'll see a QR code throughout the video. If you want, you can use your phone and you can go to our Patreon website to support the show, which is patreon.com/Pint Talking Pint Club. And if you sign up over there, you will get a chance to win some free beer from our friends at brewpigeon.com. You'll also get the opportunity to, not really an opportunity, you just get ad-free and early release content. You get invited to the private Facebook page. You will get a beer on your birthday.
It's always a nice thing.
Depending on what level you subscribe at, I'll give you either $7, $8, or $10, I think, something like that.
You can go to Hop and Frog at that point.
Yeah, man, you get a nice stout, $10, a nice 5-ounce pour of a stout.
There you go.
And then you'll get I don't know, I think I said it all. The Power Hour. You get a Power Hour episode, which is a extra show once a month ish. We try to do it once a month. Sometimes time doesn't work that way.
Scheduling is tough.
We both have full-time jobs, guys. This is
right?
not our full-time job. And
maybe if more people, join the Patreon, it could be our full-time job.
Ironically, Bob makes about the same on this as he does in his full-time job. So.
Yep. There you go.
I am supporting his brewery today by wearing the Wrecking Crew Brewworks hat.
I'm not supporting my brewery.
No, he's got Ghost Tree Brewing on. The funny part is when people watch the next episode of this, we're going to have the same exact clothes on. But it's only because we just washed our clothes and did it again. You know what I mean?
That's really what happened. Yeah, that's how it works. We just go home and wash our clothes and put the same clothes back on.
We do not at all film these in multiples at one time. So,
Let's get into it.
Let's do it, man.
Let's drink some beer.
Style 4C. Let's crack this guy
I'm
open.
excited.
So this is it's called Maibark from Thirsty Dog. Oh my god, I just shot beer onto my computer screen.
That's how you do it.
So this is 4C, the Helles Bock. Some people call it a Maibock, from what I've read. It actually in German, it's called also the Heller Bock, which means pale Bock. The German-style Maibock, sorry, not Maibock.
Maibark.
The German-style Maibock is a paler in color and more hop-centric than traditional Bock beers. A lightly toasted and or bready malt character is often evident. So let's take a look at these guys on the...
If you know the Maibark, it's
very
clear.
It's
a spring beer, and this is May in German.
Okay. There you go.
This is your Maibark.
So we're definitely not at the right time of year to drink this. So.
Fuck it.
Let's do it. Let's give it a whirl here. Let's got a good little smell there. Interesting. What do you think?
What do I think?
Well, we'll talk about what you think at the end. Fuck it.
Let's do that at the end.
Let's do it how we normally do it. So this one is called Maibark. 6.5%, 19 IBUs, golden, easy drinking, traditional example of a Maibock, all German grains, yeast, and hops in this one. And again, this is our friends at Thirsty Dog in Akron, Ohio. So traditionally, the Maibock is, or the Heller Bock, Helles Bock, whatever you want to call it.
It's a lot of names.
Yeah, is 6.3 to 7.4. So it's a little bit beefier. 23 to 35 IBUs. 6 to 9 in the color range. Now this serving temp, again, I pulled this off of a website that didn't specifically say Maibock, but 38 to 45 is what they're saying. So
I could see that though. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's
a nice
fair.
light German lager.
I could see this thing opening up at 45 a little bit more.
Especially with all the caramel notes and stuff. Yeah, you could definitely get something different out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit later.
Serving pressure 10 to 14 psi.
Pretty normal.
Yeah, pretty normal.
Normal for any lager.
So the overall impression, according to the BJCP, is a relatively pale, strong, malty German lager with a nicely attenuated finish that enhances drinkability. The hop character is generally more apparent, and the malt character less deeply rich than in other bocks. So another box, I guess what they're saying is you're going to get more maltiness, more sweetness, I guess, in that versus
for sure.
In this one, you're going to get a little bit more bitterness,
which I could see. I mean, it's definitely not as sweet as other bocks, right? As a normal bock, or the sweetness doesn't come through. Bitterness, I guess, is there, but it's not overwhelming, which I kind of thought with that 30 range. It's not bitter, but for a light beer,
it lingers a little. There's a little bit of lingering.
It's there. It's not crazy.
Residual. Sure. Yeah. It's just a little light residual hoppiness, maybe.
It just seems high for such a light, like amber kind of lager,
Well, and again, in the past when we've talked about beers that show up with maybe a little bit higher IBUs than what you would expect.
Yeah.
It could be because it's also a little bit higher in alcohol.
Sure.
Maybe you're playing that balance role. If this were a 7.4 and you were at 35 IBUs, you still really wouldn't recognize that bitterness.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
So the appearance, deep gold to light amber in color. I would say that this is more of the gold, right?
Yeah, I'd say gold.
Deep gold, for sure. Deep gold.
And so you're not getting... Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say any amber,
Take that up there by the... So you get to see.
Yeah. It's nice gold.
Yeah, I think the color's right.
Mm-hmm.
Large, creamy, persistent head. This head's not, I mean...
I don't have any.
I always question the persistent head statement.
Yeah.
Because how long is persistent?
I don't know. We've had some that
lasted the entire show.
The whole time. Yeah. It's continuous. There are some that are thick and real thick, foamy heads that they might not stick around, but they'll just stick around because the foam is there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's that kind of fluffy, not like bubbly, you know?
Yeah.
But then like some beers we've had where it's just the carbonation is right and the way that they kind of went about it, it sticks around after you drink and it still goes all the way to the bottom of the glass, you know?
And there's no lacing at all. That just slides right down the glass. Like there's nothing sticking.
I would say that it's not persistent in this case.
And I don't know. I didn't look and see when it was canned. It says
no
born on
March
6/9.
Oh, you got 6/9?
Yes.
I got 3/8.
Well, maybe mine's. Oh, you know what? Okay, maybe it is.
Where'd you see 6/9?
I don't know this fucking thing. Oh wait, it helps if you hold it up the right side. 3/8? No,
I got 3/8/23.
I'm spilling it on my floor right now. I can't read it because
give me this.
I can't read it because it's smudged. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yours looks like
6/9, right?
No, it's like 9.
I think that's impossible because I bought these like 2 weeks ago. Couldn't possibly have been.
Yeah, right. That's kind of crazy. Maybe 8?
8,
no,
9?
That seems crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a smudged ass date. I can't.
Yeah, well, it makes sense why yours is more persistent than mine then. I got March and you got either June or August.
And you want to know what's crazier is these both came on the same 6-pack.
Sounds right.
It was weird. So the aroma profile is moderate to strong, grainy, sweet malt aroma, often with lightly toasted quality and low Maillard products. Moderately low spicy, herbal, or floral hop aromas optional. Clean, definitely got to have a clean fermentation profile. Very few esters at all, but they're optional, like low ones. And very light alcohol, it says. And I guess you could get that at 7.5%.
Yeah.
Not going to pick it up really on the 6.3 or whatever we have here, 6.5. Talk to me about the flavor profile, if you will.
I will. Give me a second. I lost it here.
He's bringing his notes.
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking something up real quick. It says moderately to moderately strong, grainy, sweet, doughy, bready, or lightly toasty malt flavors dominant with some rich. Is that Maillard? Is that what that is?
Maillard?
Is it Maillard or is it Maillard?
I think it's pronounced Maillard, but I could be wrong. I don't.
Providing added interest, which is a weird term to say. What the fuck is added interest? I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of terms right there.
Provide
strong, grainy, sweet, doughy, bready, or lightly toasty malt flavors.
Well, the grainy, sweet, doughy, bready thing, I get that with your German malts for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, that's pretty much just the standard of I feel like any German or even European in most cases. English for sure, they're super bready and doughy, you know?
Yeah.
German, I feel like is right in that boat. Sometimes a little less, depending on, if you're a German Pilsner is not as bready as you would expect. But yeah, for sure. It says few caramel flavors optional, low to moderate, spicy, herbal, floral, peppery, hot flavor optional, but present in the best examples. Peppery hot flavor?
Peppery hop flavor?
Hop flavor, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you've had beers where you get a little green pepper, I guess. And
see, it's always hard to tell. I'm like, is it like black pepper? Is it like
I'm assuming
or is it
I'm assuming that they're talking about green pepper. I mean,
maybe.
It's certainly not going to be a spicy pepper, and I guess it could be black pepper, but that'd be really weird, dude. That's what
I mean.
You're on the precipice of like that peppercorn you get out of a saison.
Yeah, for sure.
Know? Like I don't get pepper in this at all. Maybe herbal
for sure. I guess I can get some of the green, but it's very low, if anything.
Yeah.
Spicy, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of not like I wonder if spicy is not referring to heat, but is referring to like that kind of like the flavor.
like a baking spice.
Yeah. Like that kind of
it's certainly not
it's a difficult one.
I'm going to say if it's moderate spiciness, it's going to be like just a seasoning spice kind of flavor, but I don't really even get that.
I guess
It's super low if it's anything. Like it's there. I guess it's not as like easy drinking as if as if it was just like a normal amber or like a light German lager. Well, even light German lager has a bit more bitterness than this, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
it's kind of
like a Czech Pils or a German Pils is way more bitter than this. And this one's, but again, I don't think that they're going for that at all. Like I think that is really just to play or even out or balance the fact that that's a little bit higher in alcohol.
Interesting.
Well attenuated yeast. I'm not picking any.
It's that. I mean, but it's a Bock though, so it's always going to have that sweetness.
Yeah.
So even the well attenuated yeast part is kind of like
with a moderately dry finish.
Yeah, as I say, you're not drying it out with your attenuation.
Yeah, It's not, to me. It's not dry at all.
No, not one bit. Which is good though.
Medium bodied on the mouthfeel. Moderate to moderately high carbonation. I mean it. I still see bubbles. Bubbles are still coming up from the bottom. So I would say it's probably carbonated in the right ballpark.
Mine's a little older than yours, so
yeah, that's true.
We'll leave it at that.
Smooth and clean with no harshness or astringency.
I get a tiny bit of astringency, but it's not anything crazy. It's not anything that would deter me from drinking it.
I almost get like, and this is, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you're going to get this or not, but I kind of get almost a medicinal flavor to it.
I was about to say, I feel like the astringency I'm referring to can be taken in that like medicinal soapy quality, but like it's super low. So that's why I more or less think of it as an astringency.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit, there's a little bit of harshness, but there's also like that kind of, I wouldn't.
I mean, I wouldn't call it Belgian style, but
no, for sure.
But it definitely has some sort of like medicinal flavor.
It's something there, yeah. It's not. It's really, really subtle though for that.
Yeah. No,
it's definitely not in the realm of like, well, this is a hard off flavor,
Well, like when you drink a quad or a double or a triple, you always you're drinking a Belgian beer because you get that that total medicinal flavor.
That's why I don't like them.
See, it's I think we've covered we did the triple, I believe, already.
Yeah.
We might have even done a double. I think we did do a double. We haven't done the quad yet.
Well, do we even do a single?
I don't think we did a single. I don't even know they call it a single. I think it's just a Belgian like
table beer
golden
or something,
ale or something. I don't know, because a single would be pale and a triple would be pale and a double would be dark and a quad's dark. So you said history. Give the history here.
It's a fairly recent development in comparison to other members of the Bock family. The serving of Maibock is a seasonal offering associated with springtime and the month of May, as in Mai. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
So may include a wider color and hopping range than is seen in exported styles or products. I mean, I guess that is true. Like you kind of get really a lot of play with Bocks in general, but for sure Maibock in my mind would be the most widely like seen Bock beer,
Yeah.
Like I feel like Maibocks are everywhere with that.
You don't make one of these.
I haven't made one yet. No, I haven't even made a Bock yet. So I want to. I love Bocks, but
I don't know that this style would be super popular.
Probably not. No. Unless you're in Cincinnati in a couple months back or whatever.
Right. Bockfest. That's in October, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it October?
I don't think so.
I can't. Oh, maybe it is. You know what? You're right. It's probably like April or May.
I thought, maybe May. I mean, it would make sense.
May. Yeah, I think it is May. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
I don't know.
I remember a couple of people that we know went down there. Dan and Margaret and Adam.
Yeah. They always tell me it's a great time. I'd love to go one year.
My buddy, the gnarly gnome out of Cincinnati, he says it's a fantastic event to come to for sure. Characteristic ingredients. This is you're going to get some pills. You're going to get Vienna. You're going to get some Munich. No adjuncts, absolutely none. Light use of pale crystal maybe to get you that amber deep gold color.
Yeah, for sure.
Traditional German hops, clean lager yeast. Decoction mash is traditional
for all bocks, right?
Yeah. But boiling is less than in Dunkel's Dunkel bocks to restrain color development. Very soft water is preferred use on.
That makes sense.
Nobody does decoctions except our buddy Sean.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, at least as far as I know, there's not a lot of people doing decoctions.
It's specialized equipment. He's got the setup to do it.
Well, and it's
awesome.
Also time consuming. It is a long ass day, man. Like that's a commitment to do a decoction.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, if you're not familiar, this is my belief or what my understanding of why they did decoction was because the grains were less modified back in the day, and you were trying to extract as much sugar as you possibly could.
So you had to, like, it wasn't an hour mash that was breaking down those starches. Right. Like, you had to do extra shit to get the product out, you know?
And now they, you know, when you talk to somebody, you know, for today's grains, they'll tell you, no, it's not necessary at all.
No.
But then I've talked, you know, Sean says, and I tend to believe what he says because he makes some pretty damn good beer. He says that he can legitimately tell a difference doing decoction mash.
I believe that.
You know,
I mean,
I still think you could pull extra sugars out. Like you could extract more percentage.
I think it's more than that. Like, I know that that's a big part of it, that like your yield is, you know, like your efficiency is so much better. But I think it also comes down to like just how you handle the proteins and stuff like that with that extra boil of the grain itself, you know, more or less getting that heat up pretty high on the product and not just all of the starches and sugars you've converted and pulled out. So I definitely think that there's probably more of a difference than I even can tell. And I'm sure Sean has, you know, probably a lot more knowledge about it than both of us, but yeah, there's got to be a huge difference. And I've tasted it with his beers just alone, how different they really are than, you know, anything that I can make, you know?
Yeah.
Like the head that he's getting on his beers is something that I don't understand how it works. And I'm sure that's part of that.
Well, it's probably very, like, if you want to make a comparison of like when you're doing home brewing.
Sure.
And no matter how good you are as a home brewer, there's always a little bit of like home brewiness
for sure
to that beer taste. And like, it's the same thing probably commercially. If you make a box or you're doing decoction mash, it's probably going to taste better than those that are doing just your standard mash. Maybe somebody's doing some different rest periods, you know,
which is that's all I have when it comes to doing extra steps with grains and extra, you know, trying to go more traditional is step mashing, you know, and that's all I could do. But obviously Sean has the abilities to do that decoction, and that's super cool. And yeah, I think you may be right, especially up at least here in Ohio. That's probably all you're getting is that is from Noble Yeast for sure with decoction.
Yeah,
at least in Northeast Ohio. Maybe some people are doing some weird shit otherwise.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I just don't think people have the time. And
I was gonna say, I don't think Wooly Pig's doing any, right? Like,
I don't remember him saying that he did. I don't
think so.
I bet you he does a lot of rest though.
Sure,
he probably has tons of step rests.
I mean, he would be the one to talk to about traditional brewing styles. So,
and I'm sure he has a Maibark.
Yeah.
So ideal glassware for this is actually not what we're drinking out.
No, certainly not.
Goblet or chalice, they say.
It's like all of those, you know, all those styles. It's fucking whatever.
The best line about this though is like the benefits of that eye candy. Designed to maintain.
Why not? Right.
Well, so it's designed to maintain head and wide mouth for deep sips. You know, I mean, okay.
I'll take that.
Well, that's fine. Examples of this style: Ayinger makes a Maibock. Rogue Dead Guy Ale is actually a Maibock.
That's right, it is. I always forget that.
Magic City Brewing Company makes one called "But I Thought Everything Was Okay."
Man, I can't believe that they make a Maibock.
I know, right?
It's way out of their realm.
There's also another. I didn't put it on here, but Twin Oaks makes a Helles Bock too. I think it's called To Helles and Bock or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
beer for sure. All right, so let's do our rating, man. What do we got here? I'll let you go first.
I mean, what were the statistics on this beer? Did we say that?
So it's 6.5, 19 IBU. So it comes in a little bit lower on the IBU, right on the low end of the ABV category or the ABV range.
To me, like that makes sense. Like the 19 makes sense. For this beer, I'd have to try one in that upper range of like 30 and stuff and see really where that hits in the bitterness levels. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it is what it is for this, but to me it makes more sense to be this low in bitterness, more of a smooth beer than get that aspect on the back of your throat with the bitterness from a light beer. I mean, mine had no head at all.
No head.
So it is what it is. It might just be old, and that's okay. That's not a big deal.
It's a beer that's fine to be served later on if you need. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's a lager, so it can last
for sure. Flavor wise, I get all of that. I get the bread. I get the toast. I get those. I don't get as doughy. Like I don't get that nice doughy smell like from that yeast characteristics that you would kind of hope for with a lot of these German lagers. Like this is a lager, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think I would like more of that. I feel like the aroma is kind of, when you talked about it, like I get a little bit of that medicinal, which reminds me of a Belgian, like with the aroma. It's super, super light. It's not like right out front, but it doesn't really hit me. I get a lot more caramel notes in the aroma than I get anything else.
Yeah.
Which I don't know is a bad thing. I like it, but it's super sweet aroma too, Flavor, the same, like I said, same thing. Like it's nice. You get a lot of the caramelization of malts, like of the sugars, I guess you could say. If I were to rate it BJCP, I would give it probably like a 3, maybe a little bit over 3. And that would be my same rating on myself. Like I
mean, the aroma profile says that it should be moderate to strong grainy sweetness, and I mean there definitely is that, and
for sure. And like I said, I think that's that caramel like flavor, that the sugar caramelization ideas.
Yeah,
but as I still get that little bit of like either stringency or medicinal in the aroma and in the flavor as well. So I don't like I said, I mean, I think it'd be maybe a 3, maybe 3.2, and that's probably my other rating as well. If I'm going to rate the beer as how much I like it, it's right around there. It's a fine beer. It's not anything that I would not finish for sure. But I mean, I think there's again the head issue is a big factor.
I mean, I'd probably be a one and done for sure.
Yeah. Like it just looks like a Bud Light at this point. Like, which is whatever. It's not what I want out of a craft beer.
I think so. You do 3.25. I would say, I mean, the appearance is fine. The aroma, I think, is probably pretty on point for the most part. The flavor, I guess it's probably there. I don't.
I question it. Yeah,
I think there's too much medicinal flavor to it. I think there should be more sweetness or maltiness and not so much of that medicinal. I mean, you might even, I guess you could sort of correlate it to even maybe a little alcohol flavor. It's very light.
I get exactly what you're saying as I'm drinking the same beer, and I feel like it could be multitude of things put in together to give you that medicinal flavor, but it could be like alcohol. It could be a slight bit of phenols. It could be like
I would have definitely said it's alcohol if it was like 7.
Sure,
but it's so low.
It's 6.5, so
it's so low on.
You should be able to clean that up pretty simply. With
I guess I would probably just, because the head was shit and because there's that flavor that I don't know necessarily should be there,
right?
And I don't agree with the hop. Like if indeed it should have a little bit more hop bitterness, it doesn't.
Sure. That's what I said. Like, I feel like I need to really
3,
taste it.
I think I'll go 3 also.
Yeah, see?
I mean, I think that's being generous. It might even be closer to 2.5, like being right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. I get that.
I wouldn't say that that's a terrible score. I mean, as a beer goes, I certainly wouldn't give it back if you passed it to me to drink. I would certainly finish it.
If the carbonation level was a little bit higher, which I think would lead to a little bit more of a persistent head, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
It seemed kind of, you could even like go back in the episode and hear the crack. Like, it seemed a little like on the flat edge at that point.
Yeah.
Not flat for sure. It's definitely carbonated. If it was a little carbonated more, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah. And also, I will say this, as I finished it off there, I am getting a little bit more dryness now. Like my mouth is drying out a little bit from it, and that might even be more than it should, because it says it does say a moderately dry finish.
It does, again, the well attenuated too, like leads to that dryness. So who knows? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's not out of style. I just think it's I don't think it's right on point for style. So
I would agree.
I think we closed this case. I think we'll close her. We'll shut her down, and we'll get out of here. And then next week,
got the good stuff coming up.
Next week's a fest beer, man.
Love it.
It's that time. My kind of beers. I love them. Oktoberfest, baby. Until then, this is Bob and Ken saying, cheers, friends.
Cheers.